Hey, it's Lockie here, and I have a review of the 2020 Never Summer Ripsaw. If you aren't familiar with Never Summer boards, they all have hybrid camber profiles, which means that there is rocker between your feet and camber sections outside towards the nose and the tail of the board. Depending on what the board is designed for, there are a few different profiles with different amounts of rocker and camber, though this one has the Ripsaw profile, which means that it has more exaggerated camber sections. It used to be the most aggressive profile that they had, though now there is the newer Shockwave profile that's on some of their 2021 boards. The Ripsaw has a medium stiff flex, super light wood core, and a sintered base, as well as a tough top sheet. I am riding the 2020 Ripsaw 157X, set up with my regular angles of positive 12 on the front foot, negative 9 on the back, with a stance width of around 22 inches. I'm wearing size 9.5 Solomon launch boots and weigh 72 kilos or 160 pounds and am 6 foot tall. I found that all Never Summer boards have a very certain feel to them that feel different even to technically similar boards, like what you would get from Libtech and GNU with their C2 or C2X profile. I've ridden quite a few Never Summer boards over the years, and although hybrid camber boards are not what I would choose for myself, if I had to ride a hybrid, it would most likely be a Never Summer. The Ripsaw comes in sizes from 153cm to 163, and like all Never Summer models, if they have an X in their name, that's just the way they label their wide boards. Although it has a slightly stiffer flex, it does take a bit of getting used to the profile of the board. Riding with a flat base feels very loose and easy to move around, and it isn't until riding quite fast or in the middle of a turn that I was able to get a better measure of what the flex was like. If you push into the edge of the board, I was able to ride quickly through chopped up terrain, and it felt like then you were able to take advantage of the stiffer flex. The number one best feature of the Ripsaw, and all Never Summer boards, is the way that they turn. I'm assuming that it's a combination between the hybrid profile as well as the Vario sidecut that's made up of a bunch of different radius circles that makes it work so well. Starting a turn is very smooth and easy. Once you get into the middle of the turn, you can really feel that the board is doing something different. There's a hard, almost tearing sound from the snow, and the grip and the edge hold seems almost unbeatable. You can ride it fast into almost any type of snow and feel like it's going to grip and push you easily through the turn without slipping out. A nice addition to how it turns is how easily you can ride it with a flat base and not feel like it wants to turn or even hint at catching an edge. I guess that might be due to the flat sections of the side cut between your feet, as well as the rocker section. Either way, I don't know how it works, but it does. Getting pop from a hybrid board is never good. They can add in all kinds of carbon or extra stuff to the core, but if there's rocker between your feet, you are already at a big disadvantage, as you have much less that you can push against to start an ollie. As far as hybrids go, the Ripsaw isn't too bad. It has more camber in the nose and tail than boards with the original Rocker Camber profile, so it does push back a little harder, but if you're used to camber boards, it's quite a big change. I've never run into any problems with speed on Never Summers. All their boards have sintered bases, so you won't end up with a slower extruded base, even on their cheaper models. The rock between your feet does help float in deeper snow. When you're standing on the board, you can feel it always trying to push your feet up. So as soon as you move your weight back from being centered over both feet and onto your back foot, the nose naturally lifts and makes it quite easy in softer snow, especially seeing it's a twin shaped board. Being a true twin board that I set up with a centered stance, there wasn't any difference riding it switched to regular at all. Overall, the Ripsaw is an interesting board. It's fun to ride fast and turn hard, but I think there are some better options from Never Summer. I would personally choose the Proto Type 2 over the Ripsaw. It still has the Ripsaw profile, twin shape, but it has an asymmetrical side cut so the turning feels even nicer. If you were looking for a board to ride or mountain, I think that the Westbound has a similar overall feel to the Ripsaw, but with better float in powder because of the fusion profile, as well as a little bit of taper. If you're looking at buying any snowboard gear, make sure to have a look on snowboardrobot.com/search to see if any stores have it on sale. If this was helpful, consider subscribing as I have quite a few more boards review coming up soon.